Big sips to all the freedom fighters, especially you freedom lovers out there. What I'm about to bring to you right now is a small excerpt of the Mirror meeting, the Magnetic Island Resident and Ratepayers Association. People have some serious concerns about a great many things. We've got two versions, obviously. First is what I consider the most important question. Secondly, I'm just going to show you the whole bloody lot, because unlike the mainstream media, I don't want things left on the cutting room floor. I want you to see everything if you have the desire to see it. So right now you're going to see part one. Stay tuned for part two. No intro. It doesn't need it. You're just going to see it for what it is.
So the Planning and Environment Court, I have on the table there the court order that was done for Ann-Maree, and Alan or Mark, you could probably speak to that and update. I believe a court order was made on Thursday or Friday, was that correct? Alan or Mark?
She says Alan and Mark. I'm not the Mark. Alan is Alan Sherritt.
So the upshot of it is that the planning court decided that the people from Ann-Maree could stay where they are for the time being, which is a great outcome. And yes, Alan?
That information isn't correct. No. That's to be determined by the judge. It's on the table for discussion at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the advice that I received from our legal department.
Yeah, that's the proposed.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the proposed order. It's not enforced.
Okay, well, this is the information which suggests that people can stay in the accommodation.
Yeah.
Yes, which is exactly what we wanted.
And here we have, Ann-Maree Greaney is attempting to say that, they can stay. And this is our advice from our legal team. But it's a proposed legal agreement. Nothing has been actually set in concrete. But here she is in front of the people of Magnetic Island pretending that it is actually a positive outcome. Continue to watch.
Not correct.
Correct?
Your initial application said that you wanted long-term and permanent residents an unlawful use. So that's about a 180-degree turn or 360-degree turn, or whatever you like to call it. So that is relatively positive.
It's a good outcome, isn't it?
It's getting there.
Does that include the non-respondents? No.
And another very valid point, it comes down to those who actually stood and fought are going to be protected, but those who decided to not be a respondent, as stated, may not be protected.
83 other respondents, yes. Would you? No. I can give you a copy of it.
No.
Okay.
So what he's talking about, Ann-Maree, is that order is for active respondents, not people that aren't party to the court case. So those non-active respondents, they will be subject to this 3-month maximum tenure, where they can only have renters in there for 3 months only. If they go over the 3 months, then they're a breach of these orders. The other interesting fact on this latest note, I spoke to the Mayor on the 14th about an issue that the Council might have with regard to their own orders, because their own orders said that they only wanted tourists at Ann-Maree.
And what was the Mayor's legal advice?
You might want to ask him. So
Now I love that question. What's the Mayor's legal advice? So tell me, why is the Mayor's legal advice different to that of the councillors? Somebody else paying the bills there? Is there a division that we should be knowing about? The fact that Ann-Maree Greaney, as here pointed out, what was the Mayor's legal advice versus her legal advice is a very pertinent question that I think that we should all be paying great attention to.
Anyway, on the 15th, we got this new draft order where the term tourist was taken out, because I said to him it's disadvantaging the council, because council employees stay at Ann-Maree for short and medium terms, and that would encompass them. So on the 15th, this new order come out. So it is progress, and we are getting there, Ann-Maree, but it's certainly not a done deal yet.
It's good to see that Alan is acknowledging that there is progress being made at this particular juncture in time. It's just unfortunately not exactly what the residents and those who purchased property in Amaroo want to see just yet.
Sorry.
Hello. According to, sorry, I just want to mention, according to the minutes of October the 5th, which we all have a copy of, Mayor Troy Thompson responded saying Townsville City Council's financial position was in dire. My question to you, I personally would like to know if it's true that $1.3 million was spent on legals. Did you pay that money out of your own pocket, or I question whether you use the ratepayers' money to pay that for the legals to keep these people out of Amaroo?
And I just want to emphasise that the question being asked here is based on the fact that the economic situation of the Townsville Council is in dire straits. They are hemorrhaging money as the council continues to push forth for things such as parking meters. Perhaps a better resolution would be to spend less money attacking the civilians.
If it's true that $1.3 million was spent on legals, did you pay that money out of your own pocket, or I question whether you use the ratepayers' money to pay that for the legals to keep these people out of Amaroo?
I think that's a fair question. It's a very good question in the courts to not throw people out of Amaroo.
I would have to take that on notice about how much legal bills are being spent on defending it.
I don't know about you, Townsville, but that's the big question. How much money is being spent? They've known about this for a long time. I don't know what their motivation is. I don't know why they're doing it, but there's a hell of a lot of money. A lot of legal teams. We're talking about barristers from Brisbane coming in to do this stuff. This is huge. This is big money, and you, the general public of Townsville, are paying for it. And we deserve to know what the answer is. And I'm thankful that Ann-Maree Greaney has taken it on notice. She has openly stated she's going to answer us, the people. And I don't know about you, but I look forward to the answer.
Can you provide that for the next meeting, please, Councillor, including external legal consultants, including a barrister from Brisbane?
Certainly I can.
Excellent.
Which also, we're just having a look at the orders. Some people at Amaroo will be able to stay, others like myself will not, because we weren't active respondents, because we can't see how council could bring a case as an applicant and own property in Amaroo. Why does council own property in Amaroo? Question mark.
Right.
Oh, I'll tell you actually. Mayor Mooney signed an arrangement to transfer land from the common to a private entity for the equivalent of $8 million in today's money. So how can council be the applicant and a respondent, amongst many other questions?
Moving on.
You didn't answer my question, Ann-Maree Greaney.
I'm taking that on notice, and I'll come back to you just so.
Notice, does it?
No, Gina, it doesn't go on notice, and I've noticed on Facebook that you've actually asked me that. I will take it on notice, and I will get you the actual figure.
Excellent.
A scathing look in her eye. She wasn't happy about that question, now was she? I myself am looking forward to the answer. How much money has been spent attacking residents and ratepayers?
All right, let's move on a bit. Let's move on to
Maybe
another
work for
one.
us, we pay wages.
Anne-Maree,
Michael,
just why is this issue arising?
This has been going on since I was in council in 2016.
So what's
So,
the reason?
when, as by way of history, it was Magnetic Island International Resort.
Yeah.
So it was zoned then as and I stand to be correct, but it was zoned as a tourist facility. And then when it changed hands and a new body corporate was established, then they sold some units off. And I think that you could buy a unit, this is going way back and before my time, that you could buy a unit. So what's happened is it's now a mix of different uses. So some people reside at the facility and some people own units there and rent them out. So, and as I said, in hand on heart, I think council sat on their hands because they didn't know what to do. Anyway, enough complaints came from the body corporate to council.
How many complaints?
Michael, this is before the court, and I don't want to redo it now. There's a waste of time. You've got a judge that's considering this. I suggest you let him consider it. And come
But
to
it's worth the community knowing, Cameron. Thank you kindly.
What?
So I'm
just to
discussing
end
this
that.
with Anne-Maree. Cameron's there if you don't want it.
Just to end it, and so it had to
What
go.
complaints were there?
I don't know how many complaints there were, and I will have to find that out, take it on notice.
You're joking, right? An election issue brought forth to the North Queensland Freedom Network back in February. Here we are in November. It's gone through the courts how many times? And you don't know how many complaints there were? You need to take that on notice? I'm starting to feel your mental competency is somewhat lacking. Well, the question's right there. What is the mental competency of some of these people who are elected there to represent us? And I think it's a very important point to put forth, is that they are there to represent us. So it's up to you, me, the people. We pay them for a service I expect to be at the highest quality available. Only with your support can I make this even more professional. It's not hard to be better than the mainstream media. It just takes just a little bit of effort, something they don't have the ability to do. They don't have the economic resources or the intellectual capacity to do so. I pointed it out many a time, as his billboard would point out. Because unlike the mainstream media, although you've seen an edited version of this, the whole version, the entire bloody thing is going to be there available for you. You can watch the whole hour and a half if you want, and you can pick the peanuts out of that poo till the cows come home. That's up to you. And what I'd really love is some user feedback from the Townsville people, real Townsville people, not those, fake Townsville bulletin trolls. They live under my bridge. They want to be a part of my bridge, but unfortunately, they reside under it. That's okay. If they want to be decent human beings, one day they may decide to rise above the filth that they live in and come up above and live on the bridge with the rest of us decent human beings. But that's all going to come down to the support of you, the good, decent people of Townsville. Work with me. I look forward to bringing you more content. Thanks for watching.